The market was absolutely hot when we started looking, and it's still hot to this day, if not even booming some more. Even though interest rates were high last year compared to the previous few years, I felt around 95% of the properties that we're looking at were all going to auction and consistently selling above the price guide. And it was just one of the key challenges. So just leading to the biggest challenge was finding something that suited our non-negotiables without pushing us further into suburbs that they want to live in, while also fitting within that budget. Actually, we spoke to a number of friends. No one had ever gone down finds and sits route, but we thought we would just keep our options open, see how you can potentially help us. And we were getting a bit tired with the decision fatigue, trawling through all the properties each week, then having the conversation with the real estate agent, going to the site inspections, and then trying to navigate the process of landing that deal, which we weren't successful. And also be able to handle the negotiations, whether it was private treaty, that particularly important for us was auction, since everything was going to auction at that time. And that's exactly what you offered during that conversation we had in the first instance. So we figured, why not give it a go? In the scheme of things, a couple of thousands to be able to land a property earlier would actually in fact save us even more than that. The important one is contacting real estate agents after we express interest in property, just to be able to get that extra info out of them that day. And then also having confidence, knowing that the property that we're pursuing was a good opportunity. So being able to run those numbers, seeing what the other adjacent properties that were sold during the same time, how much that was, and be able to come up with that number to then have confidence. I felt that we functioned as a really nice team. It felt almost that we were in a tight-knit team. We had our priorities. So Dion and I were outlining the requirements, but you also guided us in that process, setting realistic expectations, but also we thought of you as a subject matter expert who would be able to deal with all the negotiations or just all the interactions with the real estate agent where we didn't have that expertise. Based on our friends' experience who have entered the property market prior to us, they range from about 6 months up to 1 year to be able to find the right property for them. So based on that, we use that as a rough guideline of how long it would take. So when we ended up buying our home within that 6-week time frame between engaging with yourself, that was a pleasant surprise for us because we thought it would be much longer. So that would be about a 75% reduction. So time back to ourselves also means money. So in all, we had got our Saturdays back earlier and everyone was happy in the whole process. So I can't complain about 6 weeks. Yeah, I think the key takeaway from this experience is confidence in the advice that you give. So all of our interactions, Colin, you've always been sure about the direction, the next steps for us, what we needed to do, which really helped us decide quicker and to be able to make the right decisions. Everything was transparent during the process. We knew what to expect. Anytime we had any questions, you were always willing to answer it. So the whole process at the beginning, before engaging with you, it was all muddled. But once you were quite clear, you said, this is based on my experience, X, Y, Z. That just helped us also be confident about the decisions that we're making. And also, most importantly, the negotiation perspective. And that just comes back to the experience that you have, but also in the way that you communicate it, just leveraging off your experience. So that's the advice that I would give, just being able to be clear and confident with the advice that you give to your clients, and also to be able to really understand the nuance of real estate agent talk and leverage that to be able to get the outcomes.